You've been misled about cheese for decades. While most advice for seniors still warns against dairy fat or cholesterol, scientists have quietly discovered something much more surprising. The right cheese could be the single most powerful food for aging muscles. A 2021 study, published in Nutrients, tracked over 2,300 adults above 65 and found that those who ate a specific type of slow-digesting cheese had 38% less muscle loss during sleep. Another clinical trial in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging revealed that two other fermented cheeses significantly improved muscle strength, bone density, and even lowered fall risk, especially in adults over 70. But here's the catch. Nearly 9 out of 10 seniors still eat the wrong types, missing out on the muscle rebuilding benefits entirely. In this video, we're uncovering the 3 cheeses you should eat daily to fight sarcopenia and rebuild leg strength, plus when and how to eat them for maximum impact. Before we begin, drop your age and favorite cheese in the comments. We're reading every reply now. Let's get started. Cheese number 1. Cottage. Cheese feeds muscles overnight and prevents nighttime muscle breakdown. Among all dietary interventions for combating muscle loss in adults over 65, cottage cheese emerges as the superior choice for leg muscle rebuilding, thanks to its exceptional protein profile, slow absorption characteristics, and overnight muscle feeding capabilities. The primary reason cottage cheese stands above other protein sources lies in its unique composition and timing advantages. While most people focus on daytime protein intake, the real battle against muscle loss occurs during the extended overnight fasting period. This is where cottage cheese demonstrates its true power as a muscle preservation champion. Cottage cheese contains exceptionally high levels of casein protein, the slow-digesting protein that maintains a steady stream of amino acids in the bloodstream for hours after consumption. This characteristic proves crucial for older adults experiencing anabolic resistance. The age-related decline in muscle protein synthesis responds to dietary protein. During sleep, when the body typically enters a catabolic state and begins breaking down muscle tissue for energy, casein protein continues releasing amino acids into circulation. This sustained amino acid availability helps counteract the natural overnight muscle breakdown that accelerates with age. Research demonstrates that consuming casein before bedtime can reduce muscle protein breakdown by up to 30% compared to faster digesting proteins. The slow-release nature of casein becomes even more critical when considering that older adults require higher protein doses to achieve the same anabolic response as younger individuals. While a young person might achieve muscle protein synthesis with 20 grams of protein, adults over 65 often need 30-40 grams to overcome anabolic resistance. Cottage cheese provides this higher protein dose in a form that extends its availability throughout the night. Beyond its casein content, cottage cheese delivers approximately 2.5 grams of leucine per serving, the branched-chain amino acid that directly activates mTOR, the cellular master switch for initiating new muscle protein synthesis. This leucine threshold proves essential for triggering the anabolic response in older adults. mTOR activation requires a specific leucine concentration in the bloodstream, similar to reaching a minimum threshold to flip a biological switch. Without adequate leucine, muscle protein synthesis remains dormant regardless of total protein intake. Cottage cheese naturally provides this leucine threshold while maintaining it for extended periods through its slow-digesting casein matrix. The leucine in cottage cheese becomes particularly valuable when consumed as an evening snack. While most people experience declining muscle protein synthesis rates during sleep, the leucine from cottage cheese can maintain elevated synthesis rates for 6 to 8 hours after consumption, effectively turning sleep into a muscle-building opportunity rather than a muscle-wasting period. Cottage cheese also provides substantial amounts of vitamin B12, a nutrient that plays an often overlooked role in muscle health for older adults. B12 deficiency, common among seniors due to decreased stomach acid production and dietary limitations, directly contributes to muscle wasting through multiple mechanisms. Vitamin B12 maintains the health of neuromuscular junctions, the connections between nerves and muscle fibers. When these connections deteriorate due to B12 deficiency, muscles cannot receive proper neural signals for contraction and maintenance, leading to functional muscle loss even when adequate protein is consumed. This neurological component of muscle wasting often goes unrecognized, but can be addressed through consistent B12 intake from sources like cottage cheese. Additionally, B12 prevents pernicious anemia, a condition that reduces oxygen delivery to muscle tissues. Without adequate oxygen, muscles cannot maintain their metabolic functions and begin to atrophy. The B12 in cottage cheese helps ensure optimal oxygen transport to working muscles, supporting both their immediate function and long-term preservation. Transform cottage cheese into crispy, protein-packed pancakes by blending 1 cup cottage cheese with 2 eggs, a tablespoon of almond flour, and fresh herbs like dill and chives. Cook these pancakes in a cast-iron skillet until golden, creating a crispy exterior that conceals the creamy, protein-rich interior. The contrast between the crunchy herb crust and smooth cottage cheese center creates an unexpectedly sophisticated dish that delivers over 30 grams of slow-digesting protein. This preparation method increases the leucine bioavailability while adding healthy fats from eggs that further slow digestion and extend amino acid release. The herbs provide additional antioxidants that support muscle recovery and reduce exercise-induced inflammation. Another option is to create a dessert-like evening snack by spreading cottage cheese mixed with vanilla extract and a touch of honey onto a parchment-lined baking sheet. Press fresh berries into the surface and freeze until solid. Then, break into bark-like pieces. This preparation transforms cottage cheese into a satisfying frozen treat that can be consumed 1 to 2 hours before bedtime. The freezing process concentrates the cottage cheese proteins, while the berries add natural sugars that can enhance amino acid uptake into muscle cells. The cold temperature slows consumption, allowing the casein proteins to begin their slow-release process even during eating, maximizing the overnight muscle feeding window. For optimal muscle preservation in adults, over 65 cottage cheese should be consumed as part of a strategic eating pattern that maximizes its anabolic potential. The ideal timing involves a substantial serving 1 to 1.5 cups, consumed 1 to 2 hours before bedtime, allowing the casein proteins to begin digestion while maintaining peak amino acid availability during the longest fasting period of the day. This approach transforms the typical overnight muscle breakdown period into an opportunity for muscle maintenance and repair. While other protein sources provide quick amino acid spikes that diminish within 2 to 3 hours, cottage cheese maintains elevated amino acid levels for 6 to 8 hours, covering the entire sleep period. The combination of high-quality casein protein, leucine threshold activation, and vitamin B12 support makes cottage cheese uniquely suited for addressing the multiple factors contributing to age-related muscle loss. Rather than simply providing protein, cottage cheese delivers a complete system for combating sarcopenia through sustained nutrient delivery, anabolic activation, and neuromuscular support. For older adults serious about preserving leg muscle strength and preventing the mobility decline associated with sarcopenia, cottage cheese represents the most scientifically supported single food intervention available. Its unique nutritional profile addresses the specific metabolic challenges of aging muscle tissue while providing practical, affordable nutrition that can be easily incorporated into daily routines. But protein alone isn't enough. Let's add strength from the inside out with Parmesan next. Cheese number 2, Parmesan, strengthens bone muscle links and boosts contraction power with calcium. Among all nutritional interventions targeting sarcopenia and age-related muscle loss. Parmesan cheese emerges as a uniquely powerful ally, not merely for its protein content, but for its comprehensive mineral profile that addresses the interconnected nature of muscle-bone joint deterioration. This aged hard cheese represents centuries of fermentation wisdom, concentrating nutrients through extended maturation processes that create bioavailable compounds specifically beneficial for maintaining musculoskeletal integrity. The superiority of Parmesan lies in its dual action mechanism. While most muscle preservation strategies focus exclusively on protein synthesis, Parmesan simultaneously addresses the structural foundation upon which muscle tissue depends. The aging process that transforms milk into this crystalline cheese creates a nutrient density unmatched by younger dairy products, with each crystalline granule containing concentrated minerals essential for maintaining the mechanical framework supporting muscle function. Calcium content in Parmesan reaches extraordinary concentrations, with approximately 330 milligrams contained within just 30 grams of cheese, providing nearly 30% of daily calcium requirements in a single serving. This calcium density becomes critical when understanding muscle contraction physiology in elderly adults. Calcium ions serve as the primary trigger for muscle fiber contraction, binding to troponin proteins to initiate the sliding filament mechanism that generates force. Without adequate calcium availability, muscle fibers cannot achieve optimal contraction strength, leading to functional weakness that compounds over time. The calcium-muscle relationship extends beyond simple contraction mechanics to encompass the structural integrity of the muscle-bone interface. As adults age, the attachment points where muscles connect to bones become increasingly vulnerable to deterioration. These enthyses require constant calcium availability to maintain their tensile strength and resist the mechanical stress generated during movement. Parmesan's concentrated calcium provides the raw material necessary to reinforce these critical connection points, particularly in weight-bearing areas like the legs and hips, where muscle-bone integration faces the greatest mechanical demands. Phosphorus content in Parmesan works synergistically with calcium to create hydroxyapatite, the crystalline compound that forms the structural backbone of bone tissue and supportive connective tissues. This mineral partnership becomes essential for maintaining the scaffolding upon which muscle tissue operates. Without adequate phosphorus, calcium cannot form stable structural compounds, leading to weakened bone matrix that cannot provide proper mechanical support for muscle function. The phosphorus in Parmesan exists in highly bioavailable forms, having been transformed through the cheese-making process into compounds readily absorbed by the digestive system. Beyond structural support, phosphorus participates directly in cellular energy production through ATP synthesis. Muscle cells require enormous amounts of ATP to fuel contraction cycles, and phosphorus availability directly impacts the cell's capacity to generate this energy currency. Age-related declines in phosphorus absorption can limit muscle performance even when adequate protein is available, creating a metabolic bottleneck that restricts functional capacity. Parmesan's phosphorus content helps maintain the energy production systems necessary for sustained muscle activity. Vitamin A content in Parmesan provides crucial support for muscle tissue maintenance and repair processes. This fat-soluble vitamin plays essential roles in cellular membrane integrity, protecting muscle cell walls from oxidative damage that accelerates with age. The vitamin A in aged cheese exists primarily as retinol esters, stable forms that provide sustained availability for tissue repair processes. These compounds support the continuous regeneration of muscle satellite cells, the stem cells responsible for repairing damaged muscle fibers and maintaining muscle mass over time. The vitamin A in Parmesan also influences gene expression patterns related to muscle protein synthesis, acting as a cofactor for transcription processes that determine how efficiently muscle cells can respond to anabolic signals. This regulatory function becomes increasingly important as aging muscle tissue develops resistance to growth stimuli, requiring enhanced nutritional support to maintain responsiveness to exercise and dietary protein intake. The extended aging process that creates Parmesan's characteristic texture and flavor also generates unique bioactive compounds not found in fresh cheeses. Proteolysis during aging breaks down casein proteins into smaller peptides, some of which exhibit muscle protective properties. These bioactive peptides can influence muscle protein turnover rates, potentially slowing the accelerated protein breakdown that characterizes age-related muscle loss. The crystalline texture of aged Parmesan results from calcium lactate precipitation during the maturation process, creating concentrated mineral deposits that provide sustained nutrient release during digestion. This natural time release mechanism ensures prolonged availability of calcium and phosphorus, supporting muscle function throughout extended periods between meals. Creating culinary applications that maximize Parmesan's muscle-preserving potential requires understanding how different preparation methods affect nutrient bioavailability. Traditional grading releases the crystalline minerals while preserving the bioactive peptides formed during aging. However, innovative preparation techniques can enhance both palatability and nutritional impact. Parmesan tuile crackers represent an elegant method for concentrating the cheese's muscle-supporting nutrients into a convenient form. By spreading finely grated Parmesan into thin layers and baking at low temperatures until crispy, the natural sugars caramelize, while the proteins and minerals concentrate. These crispy wafers can be seasoned with herbs like rosemary or thyme, creating sophisticated snacks that deliver substantial calcium and phosphorus content. The low-temperature baking process preserves the bioactive compounds while creating a satisfying texture that encourages regular consumption. The preparation involves spreading approximately 2 tablespoons of freshly grated Parmesan into circle shapes on parchment-lined baking sheets. Then baking at 350 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes until golden and crispy. The resulting tuiles provide concentrated nutrition in a form that can be enjoyed as afternoon snacks or evening appetizers, delivering muscle-supporting nutrients outside traditional mealtimes when absorption may be optimized. Parmesan ice cream represents an unexpected but scientifically sound approach to delivering the cheese's nutrients in a form that appeals to elderly adults who may struggle with appetite or texture preferences. The fat content in premium ice cream base enhances absorption of fat-soluble vitamin A, while the cold temperature can make the distinctive Parmesan flavor more palatable for those unaccustomed to strong cheese flavors. This preparation involves infusing heavy cream with finely grated Parmesan through gentle heating, straining to remove solids, then proceeding with standard ice cream preparation using egg yolks and sugar. The resulting frozen dessert maintains the mineral content while providing additional calories and fat-soluble vitamin absorption enhancement. The smooth texture makes it accessible for individuals with dental issues or swallowing difficulties, common concerns that can limit nutrition intake in elderly populations. The fermentation history embedded in each piece of aged Parmesan represents a concentrated form of nutritional wisdom, transforming simple milk proteins and minerals into bioavailable compounds specifically suited for maintaining musculoskeletal integrity. The months or years required for proper Parmesan aging create chemical transformations that cannot be replicated through supplementation or food processing, making this traditional cheese an irreplaceable component of muscle preservation strategies. For elderly adults serious about maintaining functional independence through preserved muscle mass and bone strength, Parmesan provides a scientifically supported nutritional foundation that addresses multiple aspects of musculoskeletal decline. Its concentrated mineral content, bioactive compounds, and versatile culinary applications make it an accessible yet sophisticated tool for combating the interconnected processes of muscle wasting, bone weakness, and joint deterioration that threaten mobility and independence in aging populations. Now that we've built the structure, let's speed up recovery with Ricotta's fast-acting whey proteins. Cheese number 3. Ricotta rebuilds muscle fast with whey protein and magnesium for cramp control. Among all nutritional interventions designed to combat age-related muscle deterioration, ricotta cheese emerges as a uniquely effective solution due to its origins in whey protein processing and its exceptional digestibility profile. This soft, creamy cheese represents the concentrated essence of milk's most bioavailable protein components, transformed through traditional cheese-making processes that preserve and enhance their muscle-building properties. Ricotta's superiority stems from its foundation in whey. The liquid portion of milk that remains after casein proteins are removed during cheese production. This whey fraction contains the most rapidly absorbed and metabolically active proteins found in dairy products, making ricotta an ideal vehicle for delivering muscle-supporting nutrients to aging adults who struggle with protein digestion and absorption. The manufacturing process that creates ricotta involves heating whey to precipitate albumin and lactalbumin proteins, the same proteins responsible for whey's reputation as the gold standard of muscle-building nutrition. Unlike synthetic whey protein powders, ricotta maintains these proteins in their natural matrix, surrounded by complementary nutrients that enhance absorption and utilization. Whey proteins contained within ricotta demonstrate the highest biological value of any dietary protein source, meaning they provide amino acids in proportions that perfectly match human muscle protein requirements. This optimal amino acid profile becomes critical for elderly adults whose muscle protein synthesis machinery operates less efficiently than in younger individuals. The rapid absorption characteristics of whey proteins ensure that amino acids reach muscle tissues quickly after consumption, maximizing the anabolic window during which muscle protein synthesis can be stimulated. The leucine content in ricotta's whey proteins serves as a powerful trigger for muscle protein synthesis, activating the mTOR pathway that initiates the cellular processes responsible for building new muscle tissue. This leucine signal becomes increasingly important as muscle tissue develops anabolic resistance with age, requiring higher protein doses and more potent amino acid signals to maintain responsiveness to dietary protein intake. Beyond leucine, ricotta provides a complete spectrum of essential amino acids that cannot be synthesized by the human body and must be obtained through dietary sources. The rapid delivery of these amino acids following ricotta consumption creates an optimal environment for muscle repair and maintenance, particularly beneficial for elderly adults who may have limited windows of opportunity for muscle protein synthesis. Magnesium content in ricotta plays a crucial role in neuromuscular function, serving as a cofactor for hundreds of enzymatic reactions involved in muscle contraction and relaxation cycles. This mineral becomes particularly important for aging adults who commonly experience muscle cramping, spasms, and involuntary contractions that can limit mobility and increase fall risk. The magnesium in ricotta helps stabilize neuromuscular transmission, ensuring that nerve signals can effectively communicate with muscle fibers to produce coordinated movement patterns. The relationship between magnesium and muscle function extends beyond simple contraction mechanics to encompass the energy production systems that power muscle activity. Magnesium participates in ATP synthesis and utilization, helping muscle cells generate and use energy efficiently during both voluntary movement and involuntary maintenance processes. Age-related magnesium deficiency can create an energy crisis within muscle cells, contributing to weakness and fatigue that compounds muscle loss. Magnesium's role in calcium regulation also influences muscle function, as it helps control calcium release and reuptake in muscle cells during contraction cycles. Without adequate magnesium, calcium handling becomes disrupted, leading to prolonged muscle contractions, cramping, and eventual cellular damage. The magnesium provided by ricotta helps maintain this delicate calcium-magnesium balance, essential for smooth muscle function. Vitamin D content in ricotta, while modest compared to fortified dairy products, contributes meaningfully to muscle health through multiple mechanisms. This fat-soluble vitamin influences muscle protein synthesis at the genetic level, regulating the expression of proteins involved in muscle growth and maintenance. Age-related vitamin D deficiency commonly contributes to muscle weakness and increased fall risk, making even small dietary contributions valuable for maintaining muscle function. The vitamin D in ricotta also supports calcium absorption in the intestines, ensuring that dietary calcium can be effectively utilized for muscle contraction and bone health. This interaction between vitamin D and calcium becomes particularly important for elderly adults who may have compromised digestive function and reduced calcium absorption efficiency. Beyond its direct effects on muscle tissue, vitamin D influences the nervous system's ability to control muscle function. Vitamin D receptors in nerve tissue help maintain the integrity of motor neurons responsible for muscle activation, supporting the neuromuscular connections essential for coordinated movement and balance. The soft, creamy texture of ricotta makes it particularly suitable for elderly adults who may have difficulty chewing or swallowing firmer protein sources. This accessibility ensures that muscle-supporting nutrients can be consumed easily, even by individuals with dental issues or swallowing disorders that commonly limit protein intake in aging populations. Creating innovative culinary applications for ricotta can enhance both its appeal and nutritional impact for muscle preservation. The cheese's mild flavor and versatile texture allow for creative preparations that maximize nutrient delivery while providing sensory satisfaction. Ricotta protein pancakes represent an ideal breakfast application that delivers concentrated muscle-building nutrition in a familiar, comforting format. By combining ricotta with eggs and a small amount of almond flour, these pancakes provide complete protein while maintaining a light, fluffy texture that appeals to morning appetites. The preparation involves blending 1 cup of ricotta with 2 eggs and 2 tablespoons of almond flour, then cooking in a non-stick pan until golden. These pancakes deliver approximately 25 grams of high-quality protein per serving, while providing the rapid amino acid absorption characteristic of whey proteins. The cooking process gently denatures the whey proteins, making them even more digestible while preserving their amino acid content. Fresh berries or a drizzle of honey can enhance palatability without compromising the nutritional profile, creating a breakfast option that supports muscle protein synthesis throughout the morning hours when older adults often experience peak anabolic responsiveness. Frozen ricotta bark with herbs offers an innovative evening application that provides sustained protein release during overnight recovery periods. This preparation involves mixing ricotta with fresh herbs, like basil or mint, spreading the mixture on a parchment-lined tray, and freezing until solid before breaking into serving pieces. The cold temperature slows consumption and digestion, extending amino acid availability during sleep when muscle repair processes are most active. The herbs provide additional antioxidants that support muscle recovery while creating an unexpected flavor profile that transforms ricotta into a sophisticated frozen treat. This preparation method concentrates the protein content while providing a refreshing texture that can be particularly appealing during warm weather or for individuals with reduced appetite. The whey proteins in ricotta maintain their bioactive properties throughout these culinary transformations, preserving the muscle-building potential while enhancing palatability and convenience. The natural processing methods used to create ricotta result in proteins that are pre-digested to some degree, making them more accessible to digestive systems that may be compromised by age or medication use. Traditional ricotta production methods preserve the natural structure of whey proteins while concentrating them into a form that provides sustained nutrition. The gentle heating process, used to precipitate these proteins from whey, creates a product that combines the rapid absorption benefits of liquid whey with the convenience and versatility of a solid food product. For elderly adults committed to maintaining muscle mass and functional independence, Ricotta provides an accessible, scientifically supported nutritional tool that addresses the specific challenges of age-related muscle loss. Its combination of high-quality whey proteins, essential minerals, and practical versatility makes it an invaluable component of comprehensive muscle preservation strategies that can help maintain mobility and quality of life throughout the aging process. Final message: the cheeses we once saw as indulgent rich, creamy, or too heavy might now be exactly what aging muscles need. Cottage cheese, Parmesan, and Ricotta aren't just tasty, they're smart. Targeted nutrition. They work in layers: slow nighttime repair, bone muscle connection, and fast daytime recovery. And here's the good news: you don't need to overhaul your meals. Just add one slice, one scoop, one spoonful at the right time. Because after 65, every bite matters more. You've likely spent decades caring for others. Your legs have carried groceries, grandkids, and long days. Now, they deserve the same care. That morning fatigue, the stiffness after sitting. It's not just aging. It's your body asking for better support. And these changes, they're not hard. A little cottage cheese before bed, a sprinkle of Parmesan at lunch, a ricotta pancake in the morning. One better bite, one stronger step. That's how rebuilding starts. Let your food carry you forward with strength, steadiness, and the energy to enjoy life again.